Om Jnana Timarandasya Jnana Anjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitang Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Trinadapi Sunichena Toror Iva Sahishnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari Hare Nama Hare Nama Hare Nama Eva Kibalam Kalau Nastyeva 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 Gatir Anyatha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya Jigyasitang Susampanam Apite Mahad Adbhutam Kritavan Bharatang Yastvang Sarvarata Party Bringhitam. Sri Narada said, O Vyasadev, your inquiries were full, and your studies were also well fulfilled, and there is no doubt that you have prepared a great and wonderful work known as the Maha-Bharata, which is full of all kinds of Vedic sequences elaborately explained. Maha-Bharata Part 1, Chapter 2. Pandu Cursed and Blessed. Although possessed of all material opulences, Pandu by nature was disinterested in sensual enjoyment. Having enjoyed with his 2 wives for only a short while, Pandu found his mind turning to other things. Although the Kuru dynasty had for many thousands of years been emperors of the globe and had upheld religious codes, their hold over other kings had begun to slip with the death of Shantanu and his 2 sons. Some of the kings were now becoming arrogant, exceeding their own boundaries and antagonizing weaker kings. Pandu felt impelled to take action. Going before Bhishma, Pandu said, My lord, our dynasty's greatness has suffered diminution. The world is straying from the path of righteousness established by our ancestors. Irreligion is rising. So it is my duty to our noble house, and indeed to the Supreme Lord himself, to go out and check these offenders. Bhishma smiled. Here indeed was a most worthy descendant of the great Bharata, after whom the very earth had been named. Bhishma replied, Your desire befits our line, and is praiseworthy in every way. Take blessings from the Brahmanas and then leave with an army. May victory attend you." Pandu quickly assembled a vast force consisting of infantry, horsemen, elephants, and chariots. As Pandu left Hastinapur, he looked like the king of the gods, Indradeva, surrounded by his celestial army. Pandu marched to the east and defeated the king of the Dasharhas, who was becoming averse to Hastinapur's rule. Moving south toward Magadha, where the powerful King Dirga was assailing many surrounding countries, Pandu attacked the proud king at his capital, Ragriha, and killed him. After that, Pandu subjugated several other warlike kings. Pandu ranged across the globe like fire, his far-reaching arrows and the splendor of his weapons resembling brilliant flames. As Pandu's fame spread, monarchs submitted without resistance. Soon, all of the world's kings recognized Pandu as the most powerful ruler on earth. They bowed down to Pandu with joined palms, offering tribute of various kinds. After this one-year campaign, Pandu returned to his capital with the wealth he had obtained. All the Kurus, with Bhishma at their head, came out to greet Pandu. They viewed with delight the train of elephants, oxen, camels, horses, and chariots, all laden with riches and stretching farther than the eye could see. Pandu then presented to the Kuru elders all the precious stones, pearls, coral, gold, and silver piled in heaps, along with millions of cows, horses, and other animals. Pandu showed the Kuru elders innumerable costly blankets, rugs, and skins from the rare black Rinku deer. Pandu bowed at Bhishma's feet as he presented all this wealth, and Bhishma tearfully embraced the young king. Surrounded by Brahmanas uttering prayers and benedictions, the two men then mounted a golden chariot, proceeding to the royal palace, heralded by a fanfare of trumpets, kanchals, and kettle drums. Pandu ensured that his two brothers were each given much wealth. Pandu had little personal interest in wealth, being more attracted to forests and plains than to the luxurious palace life. Pandu loved to mount his stallion and ride out on long hunting expeditions. Thus, a few months after returning to Hastinapur, Pandu decided to make his permanent residence upon a hilly slope of the Himalayan range. Taking his two wives with him, Pandu left his magnificent palace and moved to a simple dwelling on the mountainside. The local people would see the monarch roaming the woods with his wives, encased in beautiful blazing armor and armed with bows and swords. Pandu resembled a god wandering on the earth. Meanwhile, Dhritarashtra officiated as the king in Hastinapur on behalf of his younger brother. Upon Dhritarashtra's command, the forest people would supply Pandu with every object of enjoyment. However, Pandu had mastered his senses, so although he gracefully accepted their gifts, Pandu himself continued to live simply. One day Pandu went out hunting. He saw a couple of large deer mating, but they bolted when they saw the king. Pandu quickly fired 5 swift arrows at the deer. As the golden feathered shafts pierced the male deer, he fell down crying. But to the king's surprise, the dying deer began to speak in a pained voice. "Oh, how shameful! Why, even degraded men who are slaves to their senses never act so cruelly. No man's judgment can ever prevail against the ordinance of Scripture. O king, why have you behaved in this way? You, who are a descendant of the noble Bharata race, how then have you acted in conflict with Vedic ordinance?" The king stood before the deer, who was weeping bitterly. Pandu then replied, "As a king, it is my duty to hunt. I thus control the forest, making it safe for the rishis. At the same time, I am able to practice the kingly art of weaponry. Furthermore, even great sages in the past have killed deer in the forest by offering them in sacrifice. So why then do you admonish me, O deer?" "O king, I do not condemn you for injuring me, but I condemn you for not taking into consideration that I was mating. I am a rishi named Kindama. I have assumed this form of a deer in order to mate with my wife in these woods. I have no dwelling, and so I could not unite with my wife in human form, as people would criticize us. I therefore transformed myself and my wife into deer. You have killed me just as I was about to beget a child in my wife's womb. No creature should be attacked at the moment of sexual intercourse. Your action was extremely cruel and sinful. You are liable to go to hell. It is especially reproachful because you are the king, and you are meant to chastise the wicked and protect the tenets of religion." Pandu gazed at Kindama in shocked silence. Kindama had spoken correctly. It had certainly been sinful to shoot the deer as it was mating. How had he allowed himself to be so overcome with passion? What would come from having killed a rishi? This was a calamity. The king hung his head in shame. Upon seeing Pandu's crestfallen condition, Kindama spoke. "O king, you need not fear the sin of killing a Brahmana, as you did not know my true identity. But just as you killed me when I was indulging in sensual pleasure, so too shall you meet your death at such a time." Kindama wanted to free Pandu from his sin. So by cursing the king, Kindama knew that Pandu would immediately receive the reaction for his misdeed, and thus not have to suffer after death. Struggling to speak as his lifeblood ebbed away, Kindama uttered his fearful curse. "When you next approach your wife out of desire, immediately you will fall dead. O king, just as I was plunged into grief when I was happy, so you also shall meet with grief at such a time. Kindama then gave up his life. Pandu stood for some moments, unable to move. As he gazed at the dead body of the deer, hot tears ran down Pandu's cheeks. Gathering his wits, Pandu returned to his hut. Immediately, Pandu told his wives what had happened. Afflicted with sorrow, the king wept out loud with his two queens. Pandu condemned himself again and again, holding his head and lamenting. Then he spoke in an anguished voice. "Oh, I have heard that my father, although born of a virtuous man, was himself a slave of lust, and died as a result. Having been begotten in the wife of a lustful king, I too have become afflicted with lust. I have become devoted to sin. My life is simply spent in killing innocent creatures. The gods have thus forsaken me, and I stand cursed." Pandu then resolved to live a life of austerity. He declared that from that moment forward he would accept the vow of celibacy, just as Bhishma had done. Pandu would seek salvation by renouncing all sexual pleasure, which was the very impediment to his spiritual understanding. Pandu spoke further to his horrified wives. "I shall shave my head and cover my body with dust. Sorrow and joy will be the same to me. I will entirely renounce anger, and I shall be devoted to the good of all creatures. I will accept no gifts, and I will obtain my food by begging. In this way, I shall transcend the dualities of this world and rise to the highest regions where Lord Narayana himself resides." The king asked his wives to return to the capital and inform the elders of the turn of events. They should gratify the Brahmanas on his behalf, giving them much wealth. For his part, he would immediately retire into the wilderness and leave society forever. Kunti and Madhuri were torn by grief. They could not face the prospect of separation from their husband. In piteous voices they begged that he allow them to follow his path. Both queens were prepared to accept whatever austerities he accepted. Kunti spoke on behalf of herself and Madhuri. "Let us together accept the order of Vanaprastha, retirement in the forest. We shall be happy practicing asceticism along with you. For if you would leave us today, we shall not bear our lives any longer." Pandu relented, but made it clear that he intended to perform the strictest of austerities. His wives, however, were not deterred, for they wished only to be with him wherever he went. Pandu thus resolved to embark on his ascetic life immediately. He would not return to the city. He removed all of his royal ornaments and gave them, along with his riches, to the Brahmanas. Pandu then ordered his attendants, "Now, go back to Hastinapur and inform Bhishma of everything that has occurred." Sorrowfully, the royal attendants and Brahmanas left for Hastinapur. the citizens lamented loudly when they learned of the plight of Pandu. Dhritarashtra was especially afflicted. Thinking of Pandu living so austerely in the forest, Dhritarashtra could no longer derive pleasure from the comforts of his beds, servants, and royal opulences. Dhritarashtra continually wept and brooded over his brother Pandu. Vasudeva Paraveda, Vasudeva Paramukha, Vasudeva Parayoga, Vasudeva Parakriyaha, Vasudeva Parangyanam, Vasudeva Parang Chapaha, Vasudeva Paro Dharmo, Vasudeva Paragatihi. Shri Nrsimha Kavacha Stotram. Nrsimha Kavachang Vakshe Prakladeno Ditang Pura Sarva Raksha Karang Punyang Sarvo Padbrava Nashanam. I shall now recite the Nrsimha Kavacha, formerly spoken by Prahlad Maharaj. It is most pious. It vanquishes all kinds of impediments and provides one all protection. Sarva sampat karang chaiva, svarga moksha pradayakam, dhyatva nrsingham devesham, hema singhasana sthitam. This prayer bestows upon one all opulences and can give one elevation to the heavenly planets or even liberation. One should meditate on Nrsimha Dev, the Lord of the universe, who sits upon a golden throne. Vrivrittasyang tri nayanang sharad indu samaprabham lakshmiyalingita vamangang vibhuti bir upashritam. Nrsimha Dev's mouth is wide open, and he has 3 eyes. Nrsimha Dev is as radiant as the autumn moon. Nrsimha's left side is embraced by Mother Lakshmi Devi, and his transcendental form is the shelter of all opulences, both material and spiritual. Chatur Bhujang Komalangang Swarna Kundala Shobitam Saroja Shobito Rakshang Ratna Keyura Mudritam. Nrsimha Dev has 4 arms, and his limbs are very soft. Nrsimha Dev is decorated with beautiful golden earrings. His powerful chest is resplendent like the lotus flower, and his arms are decorated with jewel-studded ornaments. Tapta Kanchana Sankasham Pita Nirmala Vasasam Indradi Sura Maulishta Spuran Manikya Deeptabihi. Nrsimha Dev is dressed in a spotless yellow garment, which exactly resembles molten gold. Nrsimha Dev is the original cause of all existence beyond the mundane sphere. Nrsimha Dev is the crowning glory of the demigods, such as Indra Deva, king of heaven. Nrsingadev is bedecked with rubies, which are blazingly effulgent. Virajita pada dvandvang, shankha chakradi hetbihi, garut mata cha vinayat, stuyamanang mudanvitam. The lotus feet of Lord Nrsinga are very attractive, and Nrsingadev is armed with various weapons such as the Kanch, Chakra, and other divine weapons. Nrsingadev is always filled with great joy. Garuda constantly offers Lord Nrsinga humble prayers with great reverence. Swakrit Kamala Sangvasam Kritva tu Kavachang Pathet Nrsingho me Shira Patu Loka Rakshartha Sambhavaha. Now, having seated Nrsingadev upon the lotus of one's own heart, one should recite the following mantra. May Nrsingadev, who protects all the planetary systems, kindly protect my head. Sarva Gopi Stamba Vasa Phalang me Rakshatu Dvanim Nrsingho me Drishao Patu Soma Suryagni Lochanaha. Although Nrsingadev is all-pervading, he hid himself within the pillar. May Nrsingadev please protect my speech and the results of all my activities. May Nrsingadeva, whose eyes are the sun and fire, please protect my eyes. Smrtang me patu nrit hari, muni varja stuti priya, nasang me singha nashastu, mukang lakshmi mukha priya. May Lord Nrihari, who is pleased by the prayers offered by the best of sages, kindly protect my memory. May Nrsingadev, who has the nose of a lion, please protect my nose. And may Nrsingadev, whose face is very dear to Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, please protect my mouth. Sarva Vidyadipa Patu Nrsingo Rasanang Mama Bhaktang Patu Indu Vadanang Sada Praklada Vanditaha. May Nrsingadev, who is the knower of all science, please protect my sense of taste. May Nrsingadev, whose face is as beautiful as the full moon, and who is offered prayers by Prahlad Maharaj, please protect my face. Nrsinga Patu me Kanthang Skandhau Bhubrid Anantakrit Divyastra Shobita Bhujaha Nrsinga Patu me Bhujao. May Nrsingadev please protect my throat. Nrsingadev is the sustainer of the planet Earth, and Nrsingadev is the performer of unlimitedly wonderful activities. Nrsingadev's arms are resplendent with transcendental weapons. May that Nrsingadev please protect my shoulders. Karau me Deva Varado Nrsinga Patu Sarvataha Hridayang Yogi Sadyascha Nivasang Patu me Hari. May Nrsingadev, who bestows benedictions upon the demigods, please protect my hands. And may Nrsingadev please protect me from all sides. May Nrsingadev, who is achieved by perfect yogis, please protect my heart. And may Lord Hari please protect my dwelling place. Madhyang Patu Hiranyakashipu Vaksha Kukshi Vidaranaha Nabhing me Patu Nrih Harihi Swatnabhi Brahma Sangstutaha. May Nrsingadev, who ripped apart the chest and abdomen of the great demon Hiranyakashipu, please protect my waist. And may Lord Nrihari please protect my navel. Nrsingadev is offered prayers by Lord Brahmaji, who sprung from the Lord's own navel in his form as Garbhodakashayi Vishnu. Brahmanda Kotaya Katyang Yasyasao Patu Me Katim Guhyang Me Patu Guhyanang Mantranang Guhya Rupadrik. May Nrsingadev, on whose hips rest all the universes, please protect my hips. May Nrsingadev please protect my private parts. Nrsingadev is the knower of all mantras and all mysteries, but Nrsingadev keeps himself invisible to those who are not devotees. Uru Manobhava Patu Januni Nara Rupadrik Janghe Patu Dhara Bhara Harta Yo Sao Nri Keshhari. May Nrsingadev, who is the original Cupid, please protect my thighs. May Nrsingadev, who exhibits a human-like form, please protect my knees. May the remover of the burden of the earth, who appears in a form as half man, half lion, please protect my calves. Sura Raja Prada Patu Padaume Nri Harishvaraha Sahasra Shirsha Purushaha Patume Sarvashas Tanum. May the bestower of heavenly opulence please protect my feet. Nrsingadev is the supreme controller in the form of a man and lion combined. May that thousand-headed supreme enjoyer please protect my body from all sides and in all respects. Manogra Puravata Patu Mahaviragrajaha Agnataha Mahavishnur Dakshine Tu Mahadvalastu Nairitaha. May that most ferocious personality, Nrsingadev, please protect me from the east. May he, who is superior to the greatest of all heroes, please protect me from the southeast, which is presided over by Agni Deva. May the Supreme Vishnu please protect me from the south, and may that Supreme Person of blazing luster please protect me from the southwest. Paschime Patu Sarvesho Dishime Sarvato Mukha Nrsinga Patu Vayavyang Saumyang Bhushana Vigraha. May Nrsingadev, who is all-pervading, please protect me from the west. Nrsingadev's faces are everywhere, so may Nrsingadev please protect me from all directions. May Nrsingadev please protect me from the northwest, which is predominated by Vayudeva, and may he, whose form is itself the supreme ornament, please protect me from the north, where Somadeva resides. Ishanyang Patu Bhadrome Sarva Mangala Dayakaha Sansara Bhayata Patu Mrityur Nri Keshhari. May that all-auspicious Lord, who himself bestows all auspiciousness, please protect me from the northeast, the direction of the sun god. May Nrsingadev, who is death personified, please protect me from the fear of death and constant rotation within this material world. Idang Nrsinga Kavachang Praklada Mukha Manditam Bhaktimanya Pathain Night Young, Sarva Papai Pramuchyate. This Nrsinga Kavacha has been ornamented and blessed by Prahlad Maharaj himself. Any devotee who hears this becomes freed from all sins. Putravan Dhanavan Loke Dirgayur Upajayate Yang Yang Kamayate Kamang Tung Tung Prapnoti Asangshayam. Whatever one desires in this world can definitely be attained without doubt. By hearing this prayer, one can have wealth, many sons, and a long life. Sarvatra Jayam Apnoti Sarvatra Vijayi Bhavet Bhumi Antariksha Divyanang Grahanang Vinivaranam. By hearing this prayer, one who desires victory becomes victorious, and one indeed becomes a conqueror. One wards off evil influences from planets, whether earthly, heavenly, or everything in between. Vrishchikko Raga Sambhuta Vishapaharanang Parang Brahma Rakshasa Yakshanang Duro Sarana Karanam. This prayer is the supreme remedy for the poisonous effects of serpents and scorpions. Also, Brahma Rakshasa ghosts and yakshas are driven far away by the recitation of this prayer. Bhuje va talapatre va kavachang likitang shubham kara mule dhritang yena sid yeyu karma siddhayaha. One may write this most auspicious prayer on one's arm, or inscribe it on a palm leaf and attach it to one's wrist, and in this way all of one's activities will become perfect. Deva asura manushyeshu swang swam eva jayang labet eka sanyang tri sanyang ba ya pathain niyato nara. One who regularly recites this prayer, whether once or thrice daily, becomes victorious, whether one be among demigods, demons, or even human beings. Sarva Mangala Mangalyang Bhukting Mukting Chavindati Dwa Tring Shati Sahasrani Pathet Shuddhatmanang Nirnam. One who, with a purified heart, recites this prayer 32,000 times, attains the most auspicious of all auspicious things, and at the same time, material enjoyment and liberation are already understood to be available to such a chanter. Kavachasyasya mantrasya mantra siddhi prajayate anena mantra rajena kritva bhasmabhir mantranam. This Kavacha mantra is the king of all mantras. One attains by it what would be attained by anointing oneself with ashes and chanting all other mantras. Tilakang vinyased yastu tasya graha bhayang haret tri varang japamanastu datang varyabi mantriyacha. Having marked one's body with tilak, taking achamana with water, and reciting this mantra 3 times, one will find that the fear of all inauspicious planets is removed. Prasayed yo naro mantrang narsinga dhyanam acharet tasya roga pranashyanti ye cha syu kukshi sambhavaha. That person who recites this mantra while meditating upon Nrsingadev has all of one's diseases vanquished, including those of the abdomen. Garjantang garjayantang nijabuja patalang spotayantang. Hatantang rupayantang tapayantang divibhuvi ditijang. Kshepayantam shipantam krandantang roshayantang dishi dishi. Satatang sangharantang barantang vikshantang purnayantang. Kara nikara shatayar divya singhang namami. Lord Nrsimha roars loudly, causing others to roar. With his multitudes of arms, Nrsimhadev tears the demons asunder and kills them in this way. Nrsimhadev is always seeking out and tormenting the demoniac descendants of Diti, both on this earth planet and in the heavenly planets. And Nrsimhadev throws them down and scatters them. Nrsimhadev cries with great anger as he destroys the demons in all directions. Yet, with his unlimited hands, Nrsimhadev sustains, protects, and nourishes the entire cosmic manifestation. I offer my respectful obeisances to the Lord, who has assumed the form of a transcendental lion. Iti Shri Brahmanda Purane Prakladoktam Sri Nrsimha Kavacham Sampurnam. Thus ends the Nrsimha Kavacha as described by Prahlad Maharaj in the Brahmanda Purana. Om Tat Sat. Namaste Narasimhaya Prahlada Klada Dayane Hiranya Kashi Purvakshaha Shilatanka Nakhalaye Nrsimha Parato Nrsimho Yato Yato Yamikato Nrsimha Bahir Nrsimha Hridaye Nrsimho Nrsimha Madin Sharanam Prapadye Nrsimhamadin Sharanam Prapadye Nrsimhamadin Sharanam Prapadye Tavakara Kamalava Ray Nakam Adbhuta Sringam Kalita Hiranyakashipu Tanbringam Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadish Jaya Jagadish Jaya Jagadisha Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Srina Sringa, Jaya Sringa, Jaya Jaya Sringa, Prakladesha, Jaya Padma, Mukha Padma,